what's Jeff's ideal offseason moves? And I think it's related to Devin Booker.
No, it's
then
not.
If not, I'm really curious.
I got it for you.
We talk a lot about the money. They're going to have money to spend. You know how I feel about Jaden Ivey. I know how you feel about Cade. I think we're both on the same page. That is a dynamic backcourt for the next decade if they can both stay healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you surround them? What do you surround them with? We both agree. Wing defenders, shooters, and shooters, right? You want to be small, but you also want to be long. I'm not saying have a bunch of Isaiah Stewarts on the court or Jalen Durans, but hey, given the skill set that Duran has, and even Wiseman, I can get behind those two. And maybe if you land the number 1 overall pick of Victor Wembanyama being your length, Isaiah Stewart being a guy that can guard the 4, sure, the 3 at times, but not really successfully. But this team needs a massive overhaul. It needs a ton of shooters. I want to know from you what the ideal offseason looks like.
Well, I want to start with like this too, because free agency, Pistons have a lot of money. They have around $50 million in cap space at the moment. And if you've watched Pistons basketball this season, you kind of know where the holes are and as they stand. Clearly, they need wing depth, two-way players, guys that can stretch the floor. And there's only a handful of these guys in free agency. And I know Adam's going to enjoy one of those guys, being Jeremy Grant. And let me just say this about Jeremy, because I had him as one of these options that the Pistons, I think, should look at. Now, is it ideal? I think he returns to Portland. But if you have a guy like Jeremy Grant, who when he was here, his role is very different than what it would be if he were to return, right? Like he went to Portland, he played with Damian Lillard, he played really well, shot pretty much 40% from 3, averaged 20 points, fit in as a number 2. But if he comes to the Pistons, clearly it'd be a different role, and he would fit a need. But again, if you get Brandon Miller or Victor Wembanyama, these things don't really matter. So it starts in the draft for me. That's where it starts. You can look at your Jeremy Grants, your Grant Williams, your Cam Johnsons, but really it starts in the draft. We have to know where the Pistons land. That's the biggest thing, because if you go out and you get Victor Wembanyama, you're not as pressured to go out and get a Jeremy Grant, or maybe you just go out and try and get a Cam Johnson or a Grant Williams. You might not need a big-time splash in free agency. You're just going to need to pick up veterans, guys that, kind of like what the Lions did, guys that come from good organizations, guys that know what it takes to win, not young players, obviously. You're going to need some guys that, a little more mature. And that's why I had these 3 names down. Guys that have played, like Cam Johnson, for example, played in the finals, played with the Suns, now he's on the Brooklyn Nets, can shoot the ball, and he's going to ask for, even all of these guys are probably going to be anywhere from $15 to $20 million annually. So again, it's where do you want to spend your money? To me, it's at the wing position. These are the best guys that fit the mold for what the Pistons are looking for.